Hola, 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 and welcome back to Hot Springs Island. To the Discord we go. Hola. Did someone die?
Maybe.
You scared me.
I am in the process of dying. Does that count?
Technically, we all are.
Yeah, we all are.
We can slow the
Very
process.
slowly.
Very slowly, but
We
Some
can
of us
actually slow the
faster than
process,
others.
yes.
a little. We can do our best to slow it down, though. All right, anyway, back in the saddle we are. We stopped at... This is after our long rest. It should be 8 a.m. And so, Robbie, you mentioned you wanted to drink the sealing water again?
Yeah.
The sealing water?
Well, I don't want to drink it. I want to have it for drinking later.
We can just say you guys did it while you were there. So if you want to flash back to that, so Robbie, we can.
Yes.
Okay.
Add 2 stress.
And all right.
Please no, not this game too.
Don't you want to give Sarabi a trauma?
Absolutely not. I think this island is traumatic enough for poor Sarabi.
Not just Sarabi.
No, Lega's having
Yes.
the time of his life.
Okay.
He is gonna wake up covered in yellow dust,
Thought it was orange dust.
orange dust.
Orange, correct. So did you guys drink any from the ceiling, or did you just collect some?
I just went to collect some.
Okay, so we'll say you have a vial of the liquid. So it is 8 a.m. We're all well rested. Lekka is slightly dusty. Where do we head next?
He's slightly twitchy. He's going to prestidigitate himself to get rid of this weird ass dust. As he longingly looks at his satchel.
Resist.
He's grumbling a lot, but he is resisting.
What did we learn about that tree last time? I think I wanted to go back to that tree.
You learned not to look at it because you were scared of it and ran away. How's it?
No, we learned.
No, we also learned that we can talk to it, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I did want to try talking to it.
Why?
Because
Lekka asks in character, by the way.
Curious.
Right.
I vaguely remember that
pretty
whoever
good.
told us it was okay to talk to said it was okay to talk to.
I mean, sure, if you can get to it. You know, big pile of bones and skeletons and moving things in a tree. Do it safely from a distance, maybe.
Sure.
Upon passing through here, you guys have seen the watch. You guys have seen the den. And we'll say you guys probably take a separate route this time just to kind of spread your wings and fly. You guys come across what seems to be a spring that you can kind of hear trickling in the distance.
Oh god, not another one.
Yay, another one.
As per usual, if you wish to investigate, that'll cost more time, or y'all can just keep going.
Yeah, still early in the morning. Might as well.
Might as well.
Clean up. Get rid of this dust.
Alrighty, I mean,
I will lend you my bracelet again.
I mean, I'm not gonna dive in it unless it has like a deep hole as well, but
I mean, you never know unless you dive in it, right?
depends how clear is the spring.
as you all head on over, we come across an upthrust mound of sparkling white rock that stands at the edge of a clearing. Clear water flows from the top of the stone, filling a natural pool dotted with lilies and fuchsia lotus blossoms.
That's far too serene. I don't trust it. Well, anything else distinct about this spring?
So you're able to snap up the plants. To my knowledge, there's nothing special about them. They just look nice.
Lekka's definitely gonna like herbalist kit everything, so
Yeah, definitely.
honestly I would say that he's probably herbalist kitting everything that might catch his attention as he's moving along this jungle as well.
Yeah, that sounds good. While you're picking at these, Sarabi, within the clear waters, you do see many fish that are very brightly colored swimming about. They don't seem evil in any way. They're just regular-sized fish. They're just bright.
Do they look edible?
Yes, they indeed do look edible. They don't have massive fangs. They don't have spikes or spines. They just look like wonderfully colored fish.
Fish.
How big, small are they?
Like the size of a small carp, I guess.
I don't know what the size of a small carp is.
Why'd you ask how big
Big.
they are? Like a foot?
I think
That's
even
kind of a big
small carp
fish.
is very big.
Damn it, I kind of wanted to keep it as a pet.
They're not minnows. But, I mean, there are some smaller fish. To find pet, it's going to die. Where are you going to put it?
We gotta get a fishbowl.
Yeah, I was going to get a fishbowl.
Cursed.
Or just learn shape water.
Oh, I'd have to keep it active all the time.
Yeah, so you get in combat, you can't keep it active anymore and it dies.
Exactly.
That's
They
your
won't point
punishment.
and laugh and go, what are you doing?
I mean, I could keep it
Really?
in my bowl with hot water, turn it slowly into soup.
In general, there's nothing Nothing in particular here, but you all do get you get a sense that this place is visited frequently.
By animals or people?
By ogres. There's various footsteps and such, leading in, leading out. There's nothing necessarily magical about the spring itself, not that you can sense at least. The fish, like I said, seem fine. The flowers seem fine. It is effectively just a pond, but it probably holds reverence to someone.
Okay.
I mean, it might be like a shrine to their water god, right?
Like I said, it does stand out quite a bit. These stones here are very, very white, like stark white. There's an intentional clearing around it, so...
Well, definitely don't eat them in case we, upset them.
Be bad, yes.
Slightly, yeah.
Since we're their friends. All right, tally ho.
As we trudge through the jungle, you said we're looking for specifically the tree?
Yeah.
You were attempting to avoid it, so you probably know where it is. Kind of rewind slightly back to it. It is a large dead tree that stands on a small hill. If you recall, they called it a hillock, which is just a small hill.
A hillock.
It is covered in the vines that you guys have seen in the past.
Let's go talk to it.
Okay, how close do you wish to get?
As close as seems safe.
You can definitely judge the length of I almost called them tentacles. They're close, but no. The vines.
And all I gotta be careful for is if they suddenly snap out further than they actually went. So
snap, no, but as you get closer, they do begin to move, and they writhe in your general direction.
If you get eaten, I'm taking your soap.
Okay, you need it more than I do anyway.
Wow.
No need to remind me, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. or Mrs. Tree.
I think they're both.
I don't know how that works.
For trees, I actually don't know either.
Pollen.
As you get closer,
Lekka proceeds to explain birds and the bees to Sarabi and Alvin.
I smack you. I already know what that means.
Oh, not for trees, apparently.
I'm not a tree, so fine.
Become a tree.
It's written right here in this herbalism book, so.
Does the tree respond?
Yes, it does indeed. As you get closer and closer to it, and you begin to speak, Sarabi, you find that the vines aren't necessarily reaching for you. They're actually reaching for the bones. And as they do, they slowly click, 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 and form the perfect skeleton of an ogre. Holding these bones in place, it kind of stretches and moves a bit, and then kind of cranes its neck, and the jaw sort of, nice little stretch for the jaw, and you can hear it inhale for whatever reason, and then a voice rings out. I'm sorry, what?
Alright, that's definitely weird.
I said hello.
Greetings. What's your name?
Sarabi. What's yours?
Oh, I may have once had a name, but as of current, it is lost to me.
That's kind of sad. Don't you want a new name?
One has been pondering what a new name could possibly be, but, well, one shall continue to think.
Well, when you decide, let me know, because calling you Mr. and Mrs. Tree is kind of lame.
It is currently acceptable, though, but I am not a tree.
What are you?
I am something else. I reside in the vines.
So you don't know what you are?
I know what I am, but I'm keeping it close to my chest.
Good one.
It motions to you and says, do you want a secret?
Sure.
Wonderful. Did you know that the moon was once a member of the royal family? And they traced their descent from the moon, and hollow thrones were built to hold its image in the sky, and the moonlight still serves them.
Does this sound like crazy ranting or like an actual secret?
Yes.
You may never know.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bone thing. I don't know what that means.
That is indeed the point.
Could you repeat it and I'll whip out my notebook.
Yeah, I could, but I already forgot.
Oh, damn it.
I can tell you something else, though.
Sure.
If you see a ghost wrapped in a bright feathered dress, wearing a veil of smoke, worry not, for she shan't hurt you.
Everyone knows that. That's common knowledge.
I don't know. Did you just say veil? I'm pretty sure ghosts and veils would be really angry.
Skeleton shrugs.
What?
I don't, like a ghost wearing a veil, like a dead bride. I'm pretty sure that'd be angry.
I don't think it's a veil in that sense of the word, Sarabi.
Oh, I see. Wait, no, I don't think I see.
Soon you will indeed see. And it points just past your shoulder to the massive mountain behind you. It sputters out a little more magma. You can see it's kind of like billowing up a bit.
It's lava that comes out.
Oh, it's lava? Is magma under the crust?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I like remember that as I said it. It speaks up again and says, did you know that the volcano is a sonic lock? The biggest one on the island, you see. You just need the right sound to set it off. And it all makes sense. If the island's a door, they tried to open it.
Okay, that was important.
Wait, what's it trying to keep out then?
Yes. In, out.
So you told me Svarku didn't know how to open the door?
Svarku's a prisoner as much as I am.
Well, I guess you can't wander far from that tree, can you? Sad.
Not as of currently, no, I'm stuck. It's nice here, though. I get lots of rest. And there's always shade.
That's true, and you have a nice view.
Indeed. It turns, and you can kind of see over the view. It can indeed see the whole ocean, and a clearing just beyond the way. You see something kind of glimmer in the distance. It's spike-shaped, I guess, coming out of the ground. You're not really sure if they're rocks or something else, but they shine, and it kind of like, woo, just gives a look to its horizon.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more of a free bird person. I need to move. Can't be stuck here for too long.
I try not to think about it. So what brings you here?
We're seeking some wisdom.
Oh. Well, wisdom seems you have found, then.
Yes, you were helpful. As soon as I ruled out those first two.
Would you like to be helpful to me?
Sure.
No, boy, here it comes.
Wonderful. If you could bring me the bottled laugh of a newborn siren, I shall drown you in riches.
That is a strange request.
Is it?
Are there even any sirens here on this island?
Are there?
I know there's merfolk.
Nods.
What's the difference?
Well, sirens usually sing and lure sailors to their grave.
This island is somewhat of a
Lots
siren.
of fun stories about that one. Now I'm curious what a newborn siren sounds like, honestly.
And so am I.
yeah.
That's why I want it. I don't know what they sound like.
That's it.
Fair.
That's fair. We will try to find this for you. Good bone, sir.
Nods.
I'm gonna ask Daniel, do you know what a newborn siren's laugh sound like?
Bird shrug?
What?
Bird shrug.
I mean, you've been around. How old are you? 5 billion years old?
Gives you
Only
a
5 billion?
gives you the look of like,
As old
can't
as the
tell you
wind,
that.
you know.
The skeleton's kind of just continually looking at each of you and says, well, if that's all, then I shall have my rest.
Yeah, have a good one.
Good day. As the bones kind of just like clack, 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 and just fall to pieces. The vines continue to writhe. They slow down a bit and sort of just rest on top of the pile of bone.
See, that wasn't so bad, guys.
That was terrible. I walk away. Now we have more ominous riddles.
I fiercely try to scribble what I can remember of the riddles in my book.
All right, after talking to this being, it is around 4 o'clock or so. The sun is still relatively high, but we do know it's setting.
I mean, we did see it glimmer in the distance, didn't we?
Indeed,
So we
yes.
know where it is, probably.
Mhm. It's basically northeast of here, near the shore.
I look like shiny, doesn't he?
Yes, I do.
We can go check it out. I'm cool with that.
Wait, you're discriminating against me because I'm a kobold. We don't all like
Maybe.
shiny things, yo. I'm just greedy.
No. We have experienced your shiny fanaticism before, I think.
That was not me.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like shiny things. It's just, compulsion. But I don't steal.
Well, I did
Not yet.
nearly not yet. I did nearly kill you with a fireball for that. So I
If
guess
I ever steal, that means that I'm becoming more like my family. In which case, please, dear God, kill me.
I'll keep that in mind.
I don't want to become one of them. Never. Anyway, let's go.
We can do this within the same block. As you guys head down that direction, there seems to be a circle. There are spikes of translucent red crystals, ranging anywhere from 1 to 2 feet tall, and they were rising from the black sand beach, forming a rough ring about 10 feet in diameter.
Red crystal, you say? Is it the same as the crystal from the temple and the mass showed?
Upon closer inspection, you do determine that this actually is incredibly similar, if not the same, as the crystal you have on you currently.
To double check, I lick it.
And you get the same tingly feeling that sort of dances up your tongue. And, unbeknownst to you, I guess if you look real close at your nose, it's no longer there.
Ooh, shiny.
Lack of
This
shiny.
thing.
Wait,
I mean, Lekka's holding out his own crystal, and he's like, if this thing can hold magic, then how much can this hold?
and this is what Svarku wanted, right?
I mean, apparently they eat it.
There's no way he doesn't know this is here.
I mean, supposedly it's everywhere on this island, right?
Yeah, and these range anywhere from 1 to 2 feet tall, so they're not all equal height.
Lekka does know that if he consumes this stuff, he is going to die, so he's being very careful with his licking.
Oh, of course, yeah. You use like a tiny amount, it's like a clap.
Yeah,
Yeah, real simple.
Basically,
Just keep licking.
touch it with a tip of his tongue, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Curious, but not dumb. Sarabi and Aldrin, the two of you could roll me a wisdom save real quick.
Oh, good.
You notice Lekka dies.
Nice. Good old 2.
I mean, instead of
My
7 with a
favorite.
2.
As the two of you are sitting here, you hear whispering in the distance. Except when you listen closer, Sarabi, you kind of adjust your foxy ears, and you take a second and you realize, oh, not whispering. Just the wind in the trees. Aldrin, though, you definitely hear something. The words don't come straight to you, but you very much are hearing something. It's almost annoying. Not like it's annoying you, but it's that feeling of like, I know what song this is, but I don't know the lyrics. It's that feeling.
I hate it. I'm gonna go looking for the sound if I can. So like a direction.
But yes, it's coming from the west of your current location.
I'm going that way.
As you begin to walk along that way, Lekka's doing his thing. Sarabi, what are you doing after you hear the sound?
I'm assuming we heard it at the same time, right?
About that, yeah. It's somewhat delayed, though, so kind of like you hear something and then nothing, and then you kind of hear something and then nothing, so it's very sparse.
All right, well, I'm also assuming Aldrin is looking kind of interested, so I'll get up and follow him.
Something you can take with you. Yeah, sure. It's relatively heavy, so it'll take a second for you to chunk off. Are you doing it in a hasty manner, or are you trying to be careful how you take a chunk off the crystal?
I mean, I definitely don't want to, break it off and have chunks spraying in my face and breathing it in.
Of course. Just
So,
be real
If
careful.
possible at all, I would basically try and be looking around for bits that are already broken off.
I'd say upon looking, this takes a little while, but looking through like the sand, you see tiny little red fragments, looking as if someone did indeed knock a chunk off here. And they're not everywhere. It looks like they probably were washed away by the tides or, kicked away. But you notice that most of these fragments are near the shorter, stubbier ones, the ones that are closer to 1 foot and shorter. The ones that are 2 feet, looks like whatever was around them washed away.
I might also start digging down a bit, see how deep they go, but
While you were doing that, we'll go ahead and cut back to Aldrin, who's leading the way and walking sort of back into the jungle towards the west. You hear it speak more, and you realize it's actually calling to you. It's a very calming voice.
Is it Edmund?
It almost sounds like Edmund, actually, now that you're thinking about it.
Cute.
Edmund, what are you doing out here?
that can't go bad.
And as you say that, you hear his voice get a little bit louder, and then sort of smelling. The jungle itself has a very, very strong scent to it, of course, but you begin to smell like fresh wood shavings almost. Very particular smell. Looking about, you don't really see any recently chopped down trees or anything, or shaved down or anything. It's indeed odd. And Sarabi, you do not hear this voice. You still kind of hear the rustling in the trees and the rustling in the trees.
All right, well, if I hear him call for Edmund, I'm like, Edmund's not here. Aldrin, what are you talking about?
I can hear him.
Where?
Over that way.
No, he's definitely in the other direction.
What?
Yeah, come on. We just talked to him the other day. There's no way he beat us here.
As she says that, you definitely hear him again. He says, "My boy, I'm just right over here. I seem to have fallen. If you could help me for about a moment."
He needs help. I'm going. I'm gonna walk over there.
Whoa! I catch up. We take it slow. Okay, take it slow.
I should heard nothing.
I won't stop him, but I am definitely following.
Excellent. As you turn the corner, Aldrin's kind of getting there fairly quick. Aldrin, you happen to see Edmund. It looked as if he was carrying something in a basket, but it seems to have toppled over, and it's in the mud and whatnot, and he's shakily kind of pulling out and goes, "Oh, what a shame to have dropped all this. If only anyone could help." Sarabi, you see around the corner instead, well, no Edmund, of course, but you see a fallen tree, and on top of this fallen tree, you see what seems to be like a 17th Entment. You also smell these wood shavings, Sarabi. You see a 17-foot long snake. Go ahead and make me another wisdom save.
No.
The snake is looking at Aldrin, Sarabi, but when you look at it, it looks to you, and oh no, it's not a snake. It is a snake? I'm not sure. But the head of the snake, well, it's you. Fox ears and everything.
Are you sure?
You're looking directly at yourself. This is you, Sarabi. 100%, this is you.
Return the snake.
What? I just saw a snake and now there's a duplicate of me. What?
Lekka's just digging down, thinking to himself, I sure hope my friends aren't being murdered in the forest right now.
I see Edmund. What did you say? He's like, he fell over and he can't get up or something?
He dropped his basket, man. He just dropped all this stuff.
I'm gonna help him pick up his stuff.
No, I'm gonna stop him. There's something weird here. Please stop.
What? It's just Edmund. Weird. He dropped his stuff.
No, what? No,
he needs help.
It's me. There's a me over there. There's no Edmund.
That's Edmund.
No, it's not.
That is Edmund. I think you're seeing things. Have you had enough water today, Sarabi? Are you good?
Have you had enough water today?
Have my water skid drink.
No, thank you. You keep it.
As he says that, your face looks at you and says, "Wouldn't you like some water, Sarabi?"
I will continue to walk over and help Edmund.
Oh, that's a pop-up. This is effectively what it looks like, except replace the head with Sarabi.
Oh, good.
Okay.
And I just see Edmund instead of that.
You do indeed see Edmund just kind of lying on the ground there, and as you go to help him, he goes, "Oh, my boy, thank you. Oh, you're so very kind. Truly, your parents rose an absolutely exquisite child. You'll grow into a wonderful young man."
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
And then I'll help grab his stuff that he dropped.
Smiles at you very widely and then kind of nods and says, "Oh, yes, of course. And the Sarabi snake is getting closer and closer to Aldrin, but it's looking at you, Sarabi. And as you're digging over where you are, Lekka, you actually, I say maybe you get like 2 feet down or so. It's really annoying, actually, because all this black sand, it just keeps trying to fill the hole, and you're like pushing it. It's weirdly like drawn back down. It's like, stop. But after a while, you actually reach bottom, it feels like, and the bottom is just more of the red crystal, and it's like flat. And as you kind of poke around, you realize it's
just
kind of
stretching my head like, God, this goes down deep.
Yeah. It goes down maybe like 2 feet deep, like where you are. And if you were to dig in like multiple locations, you would discover that it almost feels like, did you touch these pillars that are coming out of the sand?
I mean, aside from tasting it with my tongue, I'm probably digging next to one of them.
Okay.
That's about it.
It is connected to this. So it goes straight down to this flat red rock. It is 100% connected.
I'm going to need some help with this, I think.
As you begin to look around, you realize that Sarabi and Aldrin are both gone.
Oh, actually, by the way, I would have shouted at Lekka that we were going this direction before we left.
Were you listening, Lekka?
Let's just say that I was too enthralled by the crystal.
It's kind of like, cool crystal, whatever.
Daniel saw you go, it's fine. I just ask him, where did they go?
He like points with his wing to the west.
Okay, I start moving to the west, I guess, slowly.
Yeah. All right, he kind of flies ahead of you, just sort of keeping an eye to see what's going on. And they're a fair jaunt up. So you sort of hear something rustling about in the woods, but you're not entirely sure what it is. It might be them walking around. And Sarabi, the snake, slithers closer and closer to you. How are you feeling?
Creeped out and not thirsty. I don't want your water.
You don't want to drink your own water? It's so very hot out.
Here, how about you drink it, since you're so thirsty and I'm not, and I'll hold out my water.
You would offer me water?
Yeah?
It nods, and then sort of slithers towards you, and it brushes up against you, Aldrin. And as it does, Edmund puts his hand on your shoulder, and you sort of stand together. And it is like a foot or two from Aldrin, Sarabi. And you seem to have helped the old man up. And he kind of points down shakily and says, "Oh, I don't know if you'd mind, boy, assisting me in lifting these."
I'll help him.
"Oh, thank you. I seem to have dropped my things on the floor there in the mud. It's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate." It gets closer and closer to you, Sarabi, and says, "May I?"
I just said yes, didn't I?
Are you like holding it out, like offering it?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't snap it out of your hand, but as the snake kind of moves forward, it just kind of clamps onto. You're giving it your water skin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it clamps onto your water skin and kind of like gives it a squish and just like gulps the whole thing down like one shot. "What a wonderful drink you've offered me. Such a nice individual. Everyone must love you."
You were thirsty. And yeah, everyone does love me.
Wouldn't that mean everyone loves us?
There's only one me. I don't know why you look like me.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom save one more time, and you too, Aldrin.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Alrighty. And as you're moving closer and closer, Lekka, you as well, please.
You can do it.
You too hear sort of a chittering, something odd in the distance. It's difficult to make out what it is, but you can just barely see your friends and some figure slithering in front of Sarabi, which doesn't really seem too panicked. Aldrin, though, you kind of look to your side, and as you're reaching for Edmund, your hand sort of like, it feels odd, airy, as if like you push your hand on his back and your hand just kind of phases through him.
Huh?
Almost as if he's not there. It's very odd, and you can see like the shadow of a presence next to him. And as you focus on it, it slowly comes into view, and you see a massive 17-foot snake with your face.
I'm gonna hit it with my mace.
You
want none of that.
You go to swing your mace at this Snekshon. Let me reveal it for you.
God, it's so gross.
It's definitely interesting looking.
I mean, it looks better with my face on it, but you know.
Wow, rude.
I guess you're technically commenting on yourself, yes.
It doesn't have your face, it has Edmund's face.
Sorry,
okay.
I just can't hit myself in the face. It's really hard.
Fair enough.
I can't do it.
You are pretty. I can't deny.
You're not supposed to agree.
Looking into your own eyes, Aldrin, you look very concerned. We shouldn't be swinging things like that now, should we?
Give me my face back.
As you say that, Lekka, you push through the jungle, and you see a snake with your face talking to Aldrin.
"Hey guys, what are you screaming about? The hell is that?
It's got my face.
No, it's got my
It's got my face.
What?
The three of you feel
Whatever it is, I don't like it.
You feel a scratching at the back of your mind.
Make it stop."
It doesn't take hold, though. You're able to see this thing, well, partially at least, for what it is. And Aldrin, after you swing the mace, it kind of realizes, shit, time to get going. And looking at you, Sarabi, it sort of, you bow to yourself. Lekka, he sticks his tongue at you, and it is long and serpentine. Teeth just as wonderfully pointy and spiky, and it just jets off in the direction you guys were initially going, to the west.
Can I try to like grab it before it can run?
You very much can try, yes. It is quite large.
That'd be like athletics.
Yeah, are you trying to like, actually grapple it?
Yeah, I want to like grab it so it can't run.
Yes, then that would be athletics.
Yes, grapple the snake. "What are you doing? Just let it go."
It has to die. It stole my face.
"Why though?"
It begins to jet away, Aldrin, but you grab onto its tail just barely, and it stops and then slowly turns to you and says, "Why don't you let me go now?"
Because you stole my face. It's messed up.
"Hey, I mean, and ask nicely. Just let it go."
It is like staring into your soul, Aldrin, not
I
blinking.
mean, does no one else want to actually kill it?
I mean, it stole my water, so I'm cool with killing it. And also used Edmund against you, that nice, sweet old man.
My Edmund.
Honestly, we should probably be better off killing everything we meet in this forest. Fine.
Can't deny that. Attack!
No, casting sleep
Alrighty.
on it.
All right, go ahead and
Die,
roll me.
disgusting freak.
Go ahead and roll me initiative.
If you were thirsty, you should have just asked.
All right, you very much have a hold on this thing, Aldrin, and it's looking at you. By the way, it is like I mentioned, it's very, very big. I'm only shrinking it so it can fit in this map. Sarabi, you're here. Like, you're relatively far back. You're maybe, I'd say you're like 30, 40 feet from this thing. Sarabi, you're like 15 feet because Aldrin kind of did snap out and grab the damn thing. So, after you grab it, Lekka, you're able to respond.
I rolled 28. It has to be equal or more.
As you begin to cast the spell on it, Lekka, it can sort of hear your incantation, and looking over Aldrin, it straights itself, and looking into your own eyes, it very much gives you a look of like, what do you think you're doing? And it seems to have no effect whatsoever. It's not immune to sleep.
It just has too much health then.
Way too much, yes.
Oh, it's strong.
I don't know if more than 28 health counts as strong.
I mean, it's more than a boar.
I mean, that's not hard.
He's not wrong.
Oh god, don't make it bigger. I hate it. I don't want to look at that.
Like I said, it's a big boy. After you cast the spell, Lekka, what do you do?
Nothing.
You run away.
Lekka doesn't necessarily want it dead, honestly.
It's not necessarily very happy with you, just kind of in general. The creature will sort of pause as you're like pulling on its tail, Aldrin, and it will look to the three of you again, and if everyone could roll me another wisdom save. Nice.
Is it Edmund again? Am I just like hugging Edmund?
You are definitely holding a snake for now, and as you blink, it's still there, and it's still you, and you blink, and now you're just holding Edmund's hand. And
hey, Edmund.
You're squeezing really hard, and he looks at you and says, my boy, what are you doing? Is it that hurts? Please let me go.
Sorry. I'll let go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Aldrin, that's not Edmund!
And as you do let go, you feel much better. So Robbie and Lucky, you're able to avoid whatever this effect is. The creature sees that the two of you aren't responding the way they would like. How close were you, Sir Robbie? Were you like, not with the melee range, right? You moved back a fair bit, right? 15, 10 feet or so?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, fair enough. It looks to you, Sarabi, and as you stare yourself in the face, it says, wouldn't it be foolish to follow me? And then, jets off. Just flies off into the jungle, hiding behind various trees and such. You can still kind of see it, but it's slowed away like a good 30, 40 feet.
Do I just see Edmund just run at super speed for an old man?
For now, you just kind of see him
flying.
Standing next to you. He's patting your back. I'm like, oh, good boy. But he's doing it for way too long.
I'll swat his hand away okay, that's enough.
Oh, sorry. You're just such a good lad, And he's tapping your other shoulder now.
Oh my god.
Okay, as you're currently dealing with this, mechanically you are feared by the creature. You look down at poor Edmund and you can see his hand is cut. And he says, "Oh, my boy, I didn't just simply fall. I was pushed by that beast standing next to you. You would defend an old man. Yes, and as you turn, you see, do you remember the Widar you saw prior? The bone back.
If you showed me a picture, I'd probably... Oh, yes.
The bone back Widar, one of these things. You see it breathing heavily, not 10 feet from you. And it looks as if it's going to charge for Edmund again. Please help me.
Run and hit it, or no?
Yeah, you can, and by it is Sarabi.
I'm going to run and hit it. Oh, Sarabi, I'm sorry. Okay.
As you're thinking this... can I see it too? Very much. No, you cannot see it. And you quickly just block his mace with your shield as Aldrin just charges for you.
I mean, I'm going to dive, duck, dodge, dip, and dive.
All right, you can sort of see it, Sarabi. It is doing its absolute best to hide. It effectively has 3/4 cover.
All right, well, he just made my my hot friend attack me, so I'm really angry. Fireball!
Yeah, all right. Goodbye, Forest.
It's a forest fire. Everybody run.
Lekka's just shaking his head. The hell are you doing?
It's my angry attack.
Would you preferably not...
Could you have aimed it at just him, please? You literally hit every NPC.
Everything.
Kills herself.
I'm zoomed in too much, sorry.
That's perfectly
thanks
fine.
for wasting my 9. I appreciate it.
She kills literally everyone except the snake.
All right.
Oh my god.
Alrighty, with a 30, he did have cover at one point in time, but unfortunately he does make the save with a 21, so he will take some damage, and I will say all that was surrounding him is completely burned away, and you turn to yourself, Sarabi, and just scream in pain. You just howl, and your voice echoes through the jungle.
Stop using my face! And I'll shove and run after.
All right, as you push Aldrin off you and begin to sort of run at it, yeah, just move about halfway there. You begin to sort of jet towards, and then you hear it say to you, deep within your mind, "But aren't we just so beautiful?"
Yes, but there's only one of me, damn it! I don't need competition with myself.
Why not?
And as you jet forward, Mr. Laka, it is your turn. The creature no longer has cover as Sarabi burned everything around it. Trees are still mostly standing, but, well, can't really hide behind them anymore. Or bushes. Or shrubbery.
When the snake was talking to me, was it like a sense of it's actually speaking words or more of a sense of projected into my mind?
It felt more like telepathy, yeah. The mouth that you saw was moving far too slow for it to match the actual words that were spoken.
And is Eldrin still like in the process of attacking random people, or?
He still looks a little off.
I just swung at Sarabi. This is fine.
I mean, at this point, do you look like you're going to do it again, basically?
As of current, yes.
I mean, if it looks like a big monster still, yes.
You saw the Boneback Whiter run past you towards Edmund. Now's over there. That's weird.
He really wants of opportunity.
Actually,
you can't leave my Edmund alone.
Technically, you would have hit Sarabi. She ran forward. Yes.
Wow.
Leave my Edmund alone.
All right, you receive a bonk on your ass as you run past Aldrin Sarabi, unfortunately unable to dodge.
Ow, you bastard!
I'm assuming I don't hear that.
He just roars at you in defiance. If anything, it looks hungrier now.
You're next.
All right, Leica, what you got?
Like I was thinking to myself whether it would be better to stop Eldrin or kill the thing. And what better way to do that than with a whole person?
I can think of one.
I mean, you could just murder me.
Oh my god.
You're held.
It worked! All right, excellent. You are indeed held in place as Leica focuses magics on you. That's a fancy effect.
Slowly walk forward, I guess.
All right, excellent.
Alongside Eldrin and start screaming at him, "Stop attacking whatever the hell you're seeing. It's not I don't know, whatever the hell you're seeing. Sarabi."
As Leica's saying all that, you hear the rustling of branches and leaves, and suddenly vines burst up from the ground, Aldrin, and you're held in place.
And you'll see Daniel fly past you. He can't help you, sadly enough, so he's going to help Sarabi instead.
How dare you, Daniel? This is a betrayal.
I mean, he literally can't help you. What is he going to do? Help you're saved?
Peck at the vines that don't actually exist.
I don't think that's possible, sadly.
Alrighty, the creature continues moving onward. Well, you guys are really, really adamant about doing this, aren't you? Sarabi and Leica, roll me wisdom, but with advantage. 21 and 15. The two of you are once again seemingly unaffected by this. The creature's kind of looking at you, Sarabi, and it's gauging its surroundings and seeing you as somewhat of a threat, but you also got bonked a second ago. It's going to dash towards you, snap out at you with its fangs, and then attempt to dash away.
Good snap.
Very good snap, as it snaps and just jigs its teeth into your leg.
Oh my god, that was half my health in one shot.
That was half your health in one shot.
It takes the other half.
I just got two shot!
It takes a very healthy chunk out of you, and once again proceeds to shoot off into the distance. It is hiding again behind some shrubbery and such, and sort of just waiting there. And at this time, suddenly, you do see this beast fall over, Aldrin, as you're held by these vines that aren't actually there. And the beast that falls over before they hit the floor, they're actually Sarabi.
Oh.
Unfortunately, you can't move.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll try to escape the vines with my wisdom save. I'm free.
So you're able to rip all the vines off, and then you look around, and there's no debris from the vines at all. All right, now looking to
Am I not scared anymore? Or
at the end of its turn, it wore off.
I'm just looking at Eldrin. I'll see what you do. She's dead again.
There was a big thing. It was trying to eat Edmund.
That was Sarabi.
Well, maybe she shouldn't have tried to eat Edmund.
Like I just facepalm at this point. Have you at one point considered that maybe that wasn't Edmund in the middle of this jungle?
Edmund.
You know what? I'm just going to still slap him in the face. You're clearly not awake yet. I tried to slap him, but I can't reach him, so I hit his armor instead.
You get a shin.
Yes, I bite his shin.
All right, as this thing is slithering away, like, what do you do?
I'm not going to bother following. I think we need to get Sarabi back up. Come on, help me out.
All right, seeing as you've all ceased following it, it will move so far forward that you can no longer necessarily tell where it even is. And it disappears into a bush up ahead.
Hey, Sarabi, how's it going? Have an anti-bonk.
You receive the unbonkage, Sarabi.
Oh my god.
Yes, that is me.
My life just flashed before my eyes. What were you doing?
Why? There was a big monster. I hate it.
There was no monster.
It was trying to kill Edmund.
There's no Edmund.
Like, I swear to God, stop it.
I'm not taking
That's-
that's her.
Stop it.
I am slapping you.
Oh, well.
Slap.
Oh, God.
She's rolling an arm strike every time you say she says something. There were words in there somewhere.
Whatever, let's go. Just leave the stupid thing alone, I guess.
All right.
Next time I see it, it's dead.
Like I was just watching these two slap fighting around.
It's
you're
like
done-
when a child tries to like hit you or something, you just grab their wrist, and so they go with the other hand, you grab the other wrist, and they're just sitting there like, I can't do it.
Pretty much, yes. That's when I
No.
kick.
I would say, yeah,
Well-
you leave your crotch open, unfortunately.
What have we learned?
Don't worry, I have armor.
What do you mean, what have we learned?
Don't follow random sounds and people into the middle of the jungle.
I learned
Seems
the
to be
big
a common
snakes need to
theme.
die.
And
Seems to be a
Aldrin,
common theme in this place.
Edmund won't come out this far for any
I don't
reason.
know.
No, he
Edmund's
won't.
badass. He might.
He's not a badass. I want to see that before I believe
You haven't seen anything that Edmund can do.
I don't believe that.
Maybe one day you'll see. You'll
I'm sure
understand.
he makes a great toasty.
This
Anyway,
Edmund disrespect.
change the subject. You remember those
On the
big ass
way.
crystals?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go very deep and are very big. And are part of one larger structure, apparently.
All right, good. That means we've got a gold mine of food for Zvraku if we ever need to talk to him.
Wanna come help me dig it out? See how deep it leads?
You want to waste time digging?
I mean, it's pretty good discovery, right?
Oh, my ears droop.
At the size it is, it might honestly be the entire damn island.
Why do I not have a shovel at this point?
No, we definitely have a shovel. Retcon, we bought a shovel.
So would you ask Ma for one?
We definitely.
With all the digging I'm doing, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, fine. I guess it won't hurt to have an accurate estimation of the size.
You know, maybe we'll discover that this entire island is actually a prison for a demigod.
That'd be cool.
Weird.
Would it be the first time?
Huh?
What?
So I hope you're excited, Aldrin. The shovel, the picture, is a pickaxe.
My favorite. I guess I'll start digging.
All right, as y'all move back, it does not take you very much time to realize that every single one of these crystal spikes that's jutting out of the sand is connected to this flat crystal. Unfortunately, it's really difficult to move the sand out of the way without it, like, trying to fill the hole again.
Mr. Robbie gave me that bracelet real quick.
I will glare at you for making me help dig.
I mean, you don't have to help if you don't want. We've got
No.
You don't have to. We'll just judge you for it.
Yeah, exactly. I will help. I made grumble and whine a whole lot, though. Just be prepared.
So nothing new.
Hey, that's my specialty. That you can do that.
If you
Yes,
whine about it too much, I will just take your shovel and dual wield.
In that case, enhance ability.
Dual wield shovels.
Hell yeah. While you're digging, are you digging anywhere in
There you go.
particular, or just like near the pillars that are coming out?
Wherever Leka wants me to dig.
I mean, wherever you feel like you should dig.
I don't know, I guess around the
Dig
pillars
around.
then.
See if shit is connected. How deep does it go?
On average, it's about 1 foot straight down. They all seem to be connected to the same, and there's no pockmarks or any like bits missing. It waves a bit between, which probably explains the various heights and such. But other than that, it seems relatively flat. If you were to dig out towards the edge, it starts to sort of taper down, as if it's maybe circular.
Like I was taking a dive in the water, assuming it's possible from here. I'll see if it like goes down along the waterline as well.
Well, you hop into the ocean
Get eaten
And-
by a massive crocodile.
and begin swimming around. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Is there a beach
I'm
or is there
basically
like a
just
cliff?
following like the contour and see if like it goes all the way down.
As you sort of begin to, meander about here, we'll say like this crystal structure is maybe 15 feet or so away from like the actual shore where the water ends up lapping into it. You realize that you don't see any of the red crystal underwater, so it doesn't go that far at least. It's mostly contained to the land, it seems.
Come back out of the water then.
As you're swimming about, you see sort of swimming next to you, what seems to be a tadpole that is like 8 inches long. It's just kind of like looking at you, and then it like swims away.
I wave at it as I swim back to the shore.
It swims way faster.
Oh, there's nothing on the water. Maybe there's an edge.
As you guys begin digging and sort of moving around, you do indeed find it. And upon kind of poking like where the edge would be, it almost looks as if there's maybe like a boulder or something that's circular-esque in shape, and these giant spikes just jutting out of it.
I wonder what that's all about.
So you probably venture to guess that this thing's probably 15, maybe 20 feet across. This boulder that's under the sand.
No, I wonder how it got it then. You think it fell from the sky? Maybe it's like the prophecy said from the weird-ass tree person. It's a piece of the moon.
Is that what that meant?
I don't know. That didn't make any sense to me. Assuming there's nothing else like weird about this massive red crystal, I would leave it at that.
Nothing too strange, no? Did you break a chunk off of it?
I mean, aside from the pieces that I gathered at the start, I guess.
When you do, so we'll say rewind real quick, the ones that you did kind of chunk off, it looks as if there's a flame flickering within this crystal. When you popped it off, there's still a flame flickering the part that you broke off. When you severed it, almost inexplicably, the severing, it looks clean. Like, it was kind of hard to get off, but it's a really clean cut. Like, oddly so. You messed with jewels and shit before. Things don't normally cut this cleanly. I say that even the lower portion of it, that's near the sand, that should probably be, like, blemished, is not. It's very clear.
Like, I'm assuming you aren't seeing anything else in the bigger crystal we unearthed, right?
Nope, it just
more of the same, like, flaming stuff.
Yeah, just a flickering flame.
Why does everything on this island have to do with flames?
And after we collect our crystal, where do you want to head to next?
Southwest.
So Robbie, did you want to kind of short rest while they were breaking off things and chill? Doesn't take too long to do that before you guys move over here. It'll be about 8 when you get here, so.
Yeah.
Okay. We're able to jet through here, and by the time we reach HS09, you guys are moving slowly, you're being careful, you're not going to run into any enemies along this way. You'll obviously, as per usual, hear creatures and such moving about in the distance. But now the sun has completely gone down. It'll be approximately midnight, so if you guys wish to rest, that is entirely up to you. Once again, as a reminder, we only looked at one thing in this hex, and that was the hot springs, and then you all pieced out because you got attacked.
Yeah. So this time we're gonna walk past the third secret object. Did we want to go through the that we now know is a safe spot?
To the east of here, you guys were made aware that it's dangerous, but safe as long as you guys just keep to yourselves.
Well, not Svarku's domain mainly.
Yeah. And venturing here, it'll be approximately midnight by the time we find this. We come across a very large stone. It is a 5-foot high black obelisk that is covered in runes, and it's seemingly floating just a few feet above the ground. Dense green bushes with spiky leaves resembling holly form a perfect 10-foot diameter circle around the stone. The bushes are covered in a bright golden berry that are incredibly plentiful, so much so that many of the branches are sagging under the weight of them.
It's a berry?
It's like every berry just coalesced in this one location at once.
A
Grab some berries.
Yeah, it pops them in my mouth.
Or, okay.
All right, let me see how you die.
You do you, I guess.
Lekka attempts to stop you, but just like
You just
stops
kind of do
himself and just lets her watch us basically.
See, I don't believe this note because it's too positive. The first sentence is, the berries are tart, tangy, and perfectly safe to eat. I'm waiting for a but.
I mean, she's a cleric.
Yeah, I'm a cleric.
You're not a cleric if you died a berry.
I'm.
Then you're a corpse.
She got buried.
Oh my god.
As you pick these berries, Sarabi, no issue. Like I said, they're tart, tangy, perfectly safe to eat. There's a metric shit ton of them, though.
I'm going
I'm
to
just gonna
shove a
gather
whole bunch in my bag.
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, it's almost as if the bushes thank you. Because as I mentioned, there's legitimately too many. The bushes are sagging under the weight. As the two of you are doing this, Lekka, what are you doing?
I'm carefully watching them, waiting for something to go terribly wrong.
I'm expecting something to go wrong, but I want the berries anyways.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess I'll inspect one of the berries since it's...
Imagine what we could do with
bullshit.
these berries.
Since they're initially grabbing, and Lekka, you're kind of focusing on the berry, you hear some rustling behind you. Through the bushes, you can see the face of 2 zip birds just staring at you, Lekka. Not you necessarily. but your group. They're watching you guys eat the berries. And nearby, you see a bunch of palm trees.
I throw some berries at them.
All right,
See
they
if they'll eat them.
react quick as a whip and snatch the berry out of the sky.
I mean, that's enough for Lekka to trust the berries, honestly. I mean,
Alright,
is,
cool.
is it literally a blank obelisk? Anything written on it?
Well, upon looking closer, there are indeed runes carved into it.
I wonder if it's a language.
It definitely looks to be a language. It's not one that you know offhand, though, Lekka, but you've seen it before.
I mean, I have a solution for that.
Indeed. As you cast this, Lekka, your friends are engorging themselves on berries, and suddenly you comprehend language. It is indeed Elvish. It's an older Elvish, but it checks out.
I don't think it tells you what language it is. You just know how to read and speak
otherwise
it.
I would have called you over because I know you know Elvish.
Say, at most, you recognize the language, but don't recognize which it is, we'd say. Effectively, what it says is actually quite simple. If you eat more than 5 berries, you grow a 3rd arm. Pretty cool. Eat more than 10 berries, you grow a 4th arm. Nice. No.
Lekka starts spitting out the berries and tells everyone to stop.
No.
Wait, how long does it take him to do this? Because I might have actually just eaten a whole bunch.
It takes me 5 minutes to do this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm joking.
That would have been cool, though.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. Yeah.
Mechanically, a 3rd arm, that's great. I'll be able to use my somatic components while holding a weapon.
Indeed. But unfortunately, this is actually a lot more boring. Definitely interesting, but more boring. The runes actually detail the proper care and maintenance of these berries, and it lets you know the proper way to transport them away from this location.
Oh.
Interesting.
It's a little
I started
tedious,
writing
but
this thing. Actually, yeah, I can write it down.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
I guess I'll yell back at the 2 of them. This obelisk is describing how we can carry these berries away.
Ooh, what's it say?
Sarabi's just like, huh? What does it say? I don't know what that says. I mean, I'll go try and read it, I guess.
How does berries? You definitely
How do
can.
berries?
Yeah, you definitely can read it, Aldrin, but it's a little iffy. It takes you a second.
It's like trying to read a local dialect.
You guys effectively learn that you can actually pull up these bushes, and they need to stay in a general circular pattern. And if you can kind of pick them all up, obviously there's a whole bunch, they don't all need to come with, but as long as you have enough people to like lift the bushes into a circular pattern and sort of guide this obelisk along with them, you can realistically just put them down as long as the, soil is good enough, and they will sort of plant themselves back in over time. Doesn't take too long, at most a day for them to be fully planted back, and they'll just continue growing.
Well, I don't want to...
Sounds like a pain.
Yeah, I don't want to do that quite yet.
Yeah, other than that, not too bad. You maybe need like 8 total people-ish.
Mark the spot on our homemade map, or do we have a real map now? I forget.
Probably homemade.
It'd be homemade, yeah. There's no actual map of the island.
Like,
It is very
if either
detailed,
of us
though.
ever get a look at it, it has like weird drawn icons on it. Kind of like this map.
Indeed. It is around midnight. What we'd like to do next? We hutting up?
I'm tiny hutting it up.
We do be tiny hutting though.
That guy is contemplating keeping some of the berries to make like a wine or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Remind
I
me,
would
what
not be
does
surprised.
the tiny hut look like? Does it look magical?
I think it's...
I can camouflage it.
Yeah, you can camouflage it.
Into what?
Whatever
can
your
change
surroundings
the-
are.
Outward appearance, like I can't change the shape as far as I know, so it looks like
It's like a dome, but you can make it like, if you're in a desert, you can make it just look like a mound of sand or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or if you're in a forest, it can look like a bunch of leaves.
In this case, we're
Or
next
part
to
of
a
a tree.
mountain, so I'm basically just make it look like part of the mountain, I guess.
Very nice. All right.
A small hillock.
We awake. 8 a.m.
Day 14?
It might be day 14. I'll be honest, I slightly lost track of time because we slept so much.
Okay, I have a feeling I missed a day, but...
It's 13 or 14. It's fine. You've eaten well enough that if we say 14, that is perfectly acceptable.
She's eaten like 3 people, yes.
I think it's more than 3 at this point.
I think she had 2 in one night. Yes.
And then 3,
Or-
and then 1 for breakfast, so I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. He's full.
Start the morning with a new ritual where he washes himself with his infinite water bowl.
Excellent.
Keep dumping it on
Basically,
your
yeah.
head.
It's like an infinite shower. It's great. It's also warm. Or is it lukewarm, right?
I believe it's relatively hot. I think you guys can make soup and teas with it if you wish. All right, the tiny hut is dispelled. just off maybe 10 feet from where you guys are, you see an individual sitting on a rock holding what seems to be like a harpoon, somewhat shakily, and he's like nodding off, half trying to stay awake. He hasn't realized that your hut has worn off just yet. It looks like he's been probably watching you guys for a little while.
Is this a human?
This person is indeed a human. He seems to be wearing a...
We would have been able to see him because we can see outside.
Good point. He's wearing a blue and white bandana that is covering his head, kind of wrapped up around. His messy hair is spilling outward. You realize that his outfit is actually standard issue from the Martell Company. It's very, very ripped up, though.
I want to sneak up to him.
Go
Did
ahead.
we see him? Did he come with us to the island, or have we not seen him before?
No, you've not seen this guy before.
I want to sneak up to him and touch his and grab the harpoon.
Want to roll me stealth? You're able to sneak up to him, and he doesn't really seem to notice for whatever reason, right until you're, like, next to him. And you grab onto the trident. He doesn't let go. He kind of looks at you like, ugh! But he looks both shocked and as if he's, like, trying to keep a firm face. And looking at you goes,
Oh, he does, huh? I want to turn, like when girls are showing off their dresses and they turn, so that I can smack him with my tails.
Okay. You do just that, and he kind of just like moves back and holds his trident close to his chest, and he goes, what the hell? He takes a step back and kind of points it at you. Doesn't look like his back's in it, but he's still all the same, like, who are you?
Who are you?
I asked first.
Kind of rude. You've been waiting outside of our dome.
Yeah, kind of rude.
I don't recognize you. Are you new to this island?
There's lots of new people here.
Shit.
I would recognize the attire, right?
Yes. He looks like he's wearing the same garb that her men are, but his is like ripped to shit.
Yes, we're actually here with, one of your employers at least.
Yeah, you're clearly with Ma.
He smirked at that. So she's back. Or people are back.
Yeah?
Squint. Yes.
He squints back.
As much.
She here for me?
You think she's here for one person?
She's here for the treasure, as you would expect from Ma.
Yeah. So the same reason she sent us here. Then you're not after me?
Why would we be after you?
He taps the trident into the dirt. Just no reason.
Is he cute or not?
He's average.
Sounds like there should be a reason, considering you are very secretive about it.
Very on edge.
Motions around to the island and says, of course I'm on edge. Look at this place.
Sitting there dozing off in front of us is not very smart.
He's definitely lost for words. Doesn't matter. You said you're not with her and you're not trying to capture me, right? So she's here for other reasons?
Yes. What is your name?
Travis, what's yours?
Robbie. That wasn't so hard, now was it?
No, I didn't. So you're all just here together?
Yes. Put the trident down.
It is down. It's pointed up. I'm not going to hit you with it from this angle.
I wouldn't do you much good anyway.
He sighs out and says, all right, I don't mean you any harm. It's difficult out here. I'm sorry. You seem like good people. I apologize.
So, why are you so terrified of Ma?
Various complications with her last venture out here, and maybe something prior to that. He's sort of scratching at his stubble.
Yes, there's plenty of reasons to be terrified of Ma, honestly, Robbie.
Yeah,
You've heard the stories.
Yeah, but if we're gonna get off the island, we kind of need her, so...
We just need Sarku dead.
He shudders at that.
You've met the man.
Met the man?
I've heard of him.
What exactly have you been through here?
More than I'd like. I've been primarily hiding because I'm not stupid. I'm here to make a trade. Well, at least I thought I was. Now I'm just trying to get off this damn island. It isn't worth it. It's not worth the money.
Yeah,
well...
I'm kind of sick of it as well at this point.
If you go to the east, Ma's there.
If you go to the northeast, there's ogres there that probably won't kill you.
They seemed fairly nice. I don't know, I'm trying to avoid everyone and it's not working all that well. He definitely looks a little skinny. Most of the animals, I'd probably be safer with the ogres. I don't know if I could live with them though. Would they let me live with them?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Might, yeah.
As long as you're useful, I guess.
I can pull my own weight.
There's also the lizard people down south.
No.
Well, the one to the southeast, at least. Those seem to be nice-ish.
The Hebrew. They seem pretty nice, yeah. They had good food, good music. They were very inquisitive, but other than that, the other ones, they tried to kill me a few times, but I escaped, and I'm heading
Been
north
there,
right
done
now. Yeah, well, I'm glad they didn't get you. Watch for their traps.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that already. Especially if you go, where are we? West of here, I think. He turns around and kind of
To
points.
the abandoned village.
Yeah, that way. It's more than a village, but yes. Bingo,
Yeah,
yeah.
city.
That and there's a watchtower, something, I don't know, that place too.
Good place to find treasure.
I bet. That's what I heard. And then I tried myself and didn't work so well, so I have all my limbs still. That's good. I'm headed north, though. Is there anything up there? Anything I need to worry about?
Another ogre village.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll talk to them then. Once again, I do apologize for, trying to not stab you. I wouldn't have stabbed you. It's just, I'm trying to... appearances and all that.
Have you not run into anyone else here?
I've met a few people, but I don't know. I can't trust anyone. There's this man walking around. He gives me a horrible feeling.
What does he look like?
I don't know. He had really long hair and he had like a coat and his hands were covered in blood. There's something wrong about him. I don't know what it was.
Have you met anyone named Charlie?
I don't know. What does he look like?
He's blonde.
I've seen a blonde kid running around, but didn't look too useful, so I didn't talk to him.
How long ago?
Shit, month, 2.
God, all right.
I've seen a few other groups walking around. There was a rather larger one. They went to the west of here. I don't remember. I steered clear of them. They were fighting the entire time, and I don't want any part of that. They were yelling about Svarku and some stupid deal that one of them wanted to make, and yeah, not interested.
Yeah, that was probably the other group.
Yep, we know that group.
Gotcha. Well, if you see anything odd, just be careful. Some people aren't what they seem.
Oh, yeah, we learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Still not sure those things come from this island. They might have come with Ma.
What things?
Frog shape-changing things. Hard to
Frog?
describe, honestly.
And he holds his hands out as if he's holding like a small frog. Like frog?
More like points at Eldrin frog.
He
Excuse you?
He blanches at that and goes,
Size.
"What? No, there's no frogs like that on this island. What are you talking about?"
Oh, there
Yes,
is.
well, there was one that attacked us, and there was one on Ma's boat.
He
And
nods.
now I'm definitely considering the fact that they might have come with Ma.
He nods slowly at that and says, "When you say frog, do you mean like it's hopping around or it's walking around?"
A little bit of both.
Ugh.
Let's just say if you meet someone who desperately wants you to come with them, don't follow them.
All right. If this
They're
one
like frog demon things.
This is just sounding worse and worse. If I do pride myself on anything, it's paying attention. And I definitely have not
Actually.
seen a frog walking around.
I snort.
And with that, he kind of straightens his very obviously dirty and ripped clothing. And he kind of clears his throat. For the 4th or 5th time, I really do apologize. I wasn't trying to rob you guys or anything. I just...
Wait, before you go,
Oh,
I'll point
yes.
to the big-ass bush of
Berries?
the berries that we ate from the bush.
Okay, he looks at it.
Those are safe to eat.
Yeah, they are, I know. Just don't eat all of them.
Yeah, and also, come here for a sec.
Why?
I can't have you walking around like that and dying on my watch, can I now?
What are you gonna do?
Mend your clothes.
Looks
This place is dangerous enough already anyway.
He looks at Aldrin and Sarabin. You guys seem pretty relaxed, so he kind of shrugs and stows the weapon and walks over to Just Like sort of keeping his distance from the two of you, and says, "Yeah, sure, go for it."
Oh, I'm basically half climbing on at this point.
Okay.
Just casually mending random patches.
All right.
Takes a minute.
He's not entirely sure what's going on, but he's like, "Okay, cool. I don't have access to that. Seems pretty convenient." While you're kind of doing this and focusing on, where it's ripped and where things are dirty and messed up, he looks to the other two of you and says, just make sure you keep an eye out for folk. I guess there's frog shapeshifters walking around or something.
Well, they
I-
probably won't be walking around as frogs, honestly.
That is
They
a
could
very
be
good point.
anyone.
Oh god, that makes me think that I might have already seen one then. Huh.
Well, there was pretty close to here, one of them that we killed.
It's concerning. Very concerning.
Honestly,
they're-
all 3 of us could be one of them. You never know.
As you're kind of you're like on his arm, he's staring at you like,
I'm just
up.
casually saying that, and I'm gonna finish it up with casting Prestidigitate on him to clean him up. And
Okay.
then it'll hop off.
He's very like,
At least you'll die clean.
Also, look out for giant snakes that steal your face.
oh, yeah, I've seen those before. Try not to, well, you probably can't really help it too much, but yeah, try not to engage, I guess, with them.
We already tried that. It didn't go well.
Do you mean like physically or vocally?
Either they, well, you can't really help it. If you think you smell or hear them from a distance, just keep clear. If you didn't know, they're called muttering serpents. The keeper told me that. Just stay away from the smell of wood shavings.
I'll keep a nose out for them, I guess.
Yeah, they usually tend to get people that are off alone, so if the three of you stay together, you'll be fine. Other than that, like I mentioned, just, I guess steer clear of frog people, the salamanders, and I don't know where he went. I was semi-tracking him for a while. I don't know. I got a bad feeling. Just something was very off about him.
Do you have any more descriptions of this person?
No, I'm sorry. He had. Oh, God, let me think for a second. He's tapping his chin while he's trying to be like, all right. Did he? No. I might have seen. We had a really long beard. He was bald, and
I mean, he isn't describing Luther, is he?
past his robes, he might have been wearing something on his wrists. He was walking around really oddly.
No, I think we ran into that guy. Yeah, he was a captive of the Arva. We helped him get free. Well, he helped himself get free. We just helped him along a bit.
Gotcha.
He's definitely kind of weird, though, honestly. He's currently at mass camp.
I don't know. I don't think I misjudge people. The three of you feel like good people. He felt like bad people. He walked away from an area that, well, I found a corpse. It could have been anything, but I don't know. It was too convenient. Just, I guess, watch yourselves. I don't know.
He can't do a lot of harm there. Too many eyes.
Good.
Better to have him there than have him walking around the island, probably.
Fair enough. With that, I guess I'll go try talking to the ogres. Wish me luck, I guess.
Good luck. Just mention our names.
Oh, are you in good favors with them?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't want us dead, at least.
Oh, well. All right. Hopefully I can use that to sway them to my side. Anyway, he gives a quick bow. Says, thank you. Truly, and good luck. And Travis heads north towards the Ogers.
Damn, we keep running into these weirdos.
I know, right?
The entire island is just filled with them. I bet I could throw a rock to the south and hit a weirdo.
Quite possibly.
I'll throw a rock at Eldrin. See?
Got him.
Let's just go east and then we can always, double back.
All right, once again, not Svarku's joint, but real damn close to it. Of course, you guys can stay relatively far from Shitsville, which is probably for the best. All right, let me switch over to this and let you know what Daniel can see from a distance. All right, it'll be noon by the time we arrive. Three things stand out very obviously to you as you guys move northward. You see a very obvious in the distance, some falls that are steaming quite heavily, a very tall tower, and you see a square hole that is sort of wedged into the side of the mountain. So you can visit any three of these you want.
Tower.
Tower.
Tower it is.
Might be a prince at the top.
All right, moving on through, we have to obviously shift our way through some mountainous areas, but it doesn't take too long to arrive. Daniel kind of leads you guys towards, and it makes it relatively easy to get through the jungle. And we come across a tower of basalt, 30 feet tall. It stands crumbling and covered with sleeping ivy. It's in the center of a clearing, and as you get closer, you see an arched door that is facing north towards the volcano. There's also the remains of a burned and ruined palisade that can be seen beneath a carpet of vegetation on the eastern flank. It looks as if the second floor of this tower has fallen away in some way, shape, or form.
They really like the basalt here.
They do.
They do.
It's almost like this is a volcanic island.
Whoa.
No.
What do you mean?
So does this look rickety? Like if we touch it, it'll just fall?
No, it's quite large. 30 feet tall. It looks like it's been crumbling. If you roughhouse it, yeah, but it is still stone. So.
And I open the door?
It's an archway, no door.
Oh, I will go through the archway.
All right. Through the archway we go.
Make sure
Well.
to check for spiders. Wait, spiders are bugs, right?
Spiders are bugs.
Oh yeah.
Eldrin, get out your bug lens.
Bug zapper.
You get out your bug lens, and creeping about this blasted tower, you see two long, spindly, many-legged creatures moving about, one near the door and one near the back of this front room.
Small or large?
Large.
Like how large?
Large as in like the size, or
Sorry, large enough to be frustrating to look at. Approximately, we'll say this one's at 4 feet tall, 4 feet long.
quick zap them.
But to zap them, you need sun, and you need to hold it on the centipede for enough time for it to go pop.
I mean, I have that
Eternal
ring.
flame thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can try to use that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely gonna try to move, but we can, hope it dies before it gets to us.
Yeah, one's on the inside of the door, one seems to be at the back of the room.
Ready in action to try to zap it or something.
As you move closer and closer, you hear somewhat of a shifting. You do indeed get close enough that one of the centipedes attempts to jump out at you, but because you were prepared for it, it is unable to actually make purchase with its teepees.
Teepees.
And it kind of sort of lands and then hisses at you. It's a good, foot away from you or so, as you guys got closer to it.
I'll just try to, shock and grasp it only.
All right, you lightning the shit out of it as you rush up and give this boy a jolt, and it just, screams out and then just, reels back in
And I take a step back behind Eldrin.
in pain. It's an angry boy. It is an incredibly angry boy, and it's going to attempt to jump back and bite you as you run away from it.
It can't take reactions.
Oh, shocking grasping is no reaction?
Yep.
Hey, very nice. All right, so it would have done that, but instead decides not to. And it kind of stays there, shocked for about a moment. Go and throw me some initiative. If anyone goes before it, it's probably dead. So, Robbie.
Goody, goody, goody.
Well, it looks as if the time for this lad has indeed run out. And as you cast your toll of the dead, it rings out, and you can hear the other centipede begin to skitter. And are you still looking through the little eye hole, Aldrin?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
The one in the back that might have also been in wait, is skitters away from you guys, deep into the jungle. It's all right, peace, bye. After he hears
Good.
this one completely, just nuke it.
Pretty sure I gave Eldrin a poisonous kit, didn't I?
Yeah.
And we know these things can be poisonous.
They are, yes.
Yes, let's extract some poison.
All right, that is relatively dangerous, Aldrin. Would you like to?
I mean, I can go for it. It's not going to go well, but I can go for it.
I mean, as long as you don't, suck the poison out of its tentacle thingies. Mandibles?
All right, if you wish to extract from this boy, you are more than welcome to do so. You can just roll the poisoner's kit.
Then I got a 6.
So unfortunately, you're not going to receive any poison. You're able to pull your hand away so it doesn't fully get you, but one of the mandibles, it kind of leaks a bit, which causes you to sort of move the vial, and it scratches up against your hand, and you pull back, taking 7 poison damage. It's only, just 11. Cool. All right, you are not poisoned.
Or did I tell you about not sucking the poison out of the mandible?
Don't worry about it. I'm new to this.
You'll get the hang of it.
All right, the boy is dead and empty, unfortunately. All right, with that, the tower should be empty of bugs, at least.
And have Daniel fly up and see if there's anything else inside.
Yeah, as he looks down, nothing's moving about.
Is it completely hollow inside one of those towers, or is it a force, basically?
Yeah, there was a ceiling and a second floor, but it looks like it basically collapsed. As you guys get closer, you can tell this thing is entirely abandoned. It used to be an outpost of some variety. Looking about amongst the floor, though, looking through the archway, there is actually something you do notice. On the floor, you see various broken bones. They look to be maybe bird bones. They're not too large, and they look intentionally snapped, down the middle. And as you get closer to the tower, I would say, Lekka, you notice this first. There's a hum in the air, like a thrumming. If you
smell power.
Yeah, if you focus for a second, Sarabi and Aldrin, you probably can hear it too. But Lekka would definitely notice it first.
I cast Identify on the tower itself.
The whole tower? I don't think that works.
I mean, I just need to touch the object, so shoot.
Actually, yeah, I guess as long as it's all one thing, I guess you could.
It is indeed one thing. There's a residual from something big that happened here, Lekka. There's a force of electricity still just barely hanging on to this tower.
Electricity?
Yeah, you can kind of feel like it's not enough to zap you, but it's enough to kind of leave, you know, almost a light numbness on the tips of your fingers.
I mean, is it like natural lightning or?
It's definitely magical. It's almost as if something exploded and just left behind this just residual power. It's not really a thing that can be harnessed, at least in this shape. You've sort of felt this before. You felt a residual burning.
At this point, Lega's basically half fighting with like the lightning magic. At this point, feels like how would you describe it? Like he's terrified of it at one point, but at the same time, it feels like home-ish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's home and I hate it.
I mean, considering where it comes from, yes.
But other than that, you guys see Leica kind of feeling out the tower. As I mentioned, there are various broken bones sort of scattered about. And they're far enough that these are not from like a dead animal that just kind of decayed over time. They almost look intentionally placed where they are.
You see Leica basically in the background having half like hallucinations, waving his hands in the air. Oh.
You good, buddy?
It's
You
fine.
having a good
He
time?
looks at you and he sees like the weird sparkling lightning in his eyes that he same had with the tree.
All right, well, you're dead. Goodbye.
No, everything's fine. He snaps out of it. Alright, there's definitely something happened in this tower. Lots of lightning magic here.
It's also next to the mountain, so that makes sense.
So what else is here? The chicken bones, I guess? Or the bird bones?
There are bird bones, yes.
I identify the bird bones.
Okay, you go up, just like pick one up.
I just have to touch them, I believe, so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
be careful at this point, but...
As you're walking up to said bird bone, if you can make me a dex save.
Oh boy. I die.
He doesn't die, but as Leica is walking over in said direction, so Robbie Knowledge will allow you guys to respond to this to assist him in any way, shape, or form that you can think of. But suddenly,
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
the ground falls out from under you, Leica, right before you're able to reach the snapped bone. And a pitfall opens up. He doesn't fall directly into it, but you're actually able to catch along the side of this. Fortunately, Leica, you're actually short enough that you don't reach the bottom of the pit. Looking down, you see it is lined with spikes, and a very odd, pungent odor begins to kind of waft up. And simultaneously, among all that happening, you also hear a very loud gong just ring out coming from this location.
Oh dear.
Oh, good.
I mean, I could just feather fall down. But my tempestuous magic, because it procs on a first or higher level spell, I believe. But I'm not sure if it counts in reactions as well.
Oh yeah, it's a spell, yeah. If you were to cast it, you would shoot yourself 10 feet back up.
Yeah.
We'll say rather than, because this sounds cooler, rather than catching on to the edge, you didn't need to do that because you were able to feather fall yourself, which allows you to instantly shoot 10 feet in the direction of your choice, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Perfect, all right. Well, you land safely, Leica. And as you do, looking about to see where all the bones are, the ground looks slightly different, somewhat concave in various locations. Now that you're looking, it's kind of obvious.
Like it was an intentional trap?
Oh, this is 100% intentional. It's literally a spike pit.
I think
So the
that
question
whatever
is,
set it up knows we're here or have been here.
was this set up after the tower got demolished, or is this left over?
Judging by where they are, it looks like it was after.
Let me
Oh,
quickly
time to run.
date the bones.
You're able to grab one of the bones. It is indeed a bird bone. And upon closer inspection, like it looks very similar to the same bones that the bone binders use.
Ah, that's weird. Might be an ogre trap. Anyway, run.
Alrighty, are we running to something in the same hex, or are we going somewhere else?
Let's say we run to the smoke thingies.
There's a steaming waterfall, and there is a... Well, okay. The other one's a giant hole in the side of the mountain. I don't think you want to go there. Okay. That's more fair. All right, y'all are able to run. It'll be around 4 o'clock by the time we get there. To the incredibly obvious Steaming Falls. As you guys are kind of moving about, you were able to look to the north. Something definitely heard you guys, and it's clearly checking it out. Fortunately, you guys are able to take cover as we jetted off immediately after. Something red, flapping its wings, watching and looking about. There's a couple of them. There's like 3, and they're kind of, it looks as if they're maybe laughing to each other, and they're looking at the hole, and they're very happy that this triggered, and then after a second, they're like, wait, there's nothing here. And then they kind of go, ah, yeah, and then they keep flying around, and maybe one of them's trying to like fix the hole and whatnot, but they were definitely keeping a close eye on it. They do not follow you, though. And looking over in this direction, as you're able to head to the south, we come across the Steaming Falls. we see about half a dozen small waterfalls that join to form a singular fall that cascades 400 feet down a sheer, say it with me everyone, basalt cliff. The water disappears into great billowing clouds of cool and invigorating steam near the ground.
All right, so that's a really big drop.
Oh yeah, it's
not as big as the other one.
possibly forming a spring that just might be hot.
You want to jump down?
No,
Why not?
definitely not.
Take a nice hot bath. You like baths, right?
Yeah, but more of an contained location.
How close do y'all get to the falls?
I mean, probably close enough to see over the edge.
Cool. Looking down, you are expecting to see a small lake or something. You do not. The water is falling onto stone and not instantly vaporizing, but it's barely creating a lake, like a tiny little lake.
Would you like to suggest we go in again?
I have always wanted to become soup.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
Honestly, I'm kind of curious what's in the hole, but it's probably Sarku.
It's me.
It's probably Svarku.
It's you. What are you doing in the hole, Contra?
Don't worry about it.
Are you Svarku?
Maybe.
I push Eldrin down the cliff.
No.
Like your Eldrin's seared?
No.
Medium rare?
Yes.
You would be
Excuse
grumpy.
you.
Jump out quickly then. But in general, I can give, 'cause
No.
since you guys could have kind of seen the hole, the general description is it's probably from where you guys like ran by. You saw these little dudes like flap out as well. It's a square, like 10 by 10 hole, 100% on the slope of the volcano. Like there is no question whatsoever. And it's primarily covered with vegetation, greenery.
I mean, honestly, I could just cast invisibility on Daniel and send them inside, but do you want me to take a look inside as well? Because in that case, I'm going to have to get semi-close to the hole. I need to be within 100 feet to share senses.
Yeah, that'll be fine. As long as you're invisible.
Potentially, I could cast invisibility on myself as well.
All right, yeah, go ahead for it.
Then I guess we go to the square hole and I'll cast a third level invisibility on myself and Daniel.
Okay. I'll move him a reasonable distance in. You should be able to see from there. I moved him exactly 100 feet forward. Sarabi and Aldrin, I have you guys at the mouth of this place, just so you're not completely lost. There's a lot going on here. It is a natural cavern of black basalt. It's very, very plainly wears the scars of a turbulent past. There's chisel marks that mar the walls. This place has been expanded over time to better accommodate for the inhabitants, many of which are Svarku's men. But you notice that while the inhabitants fit in here quite well, the ceilings are vaulted a bit more than would benefit their height. Almost too much, one might say. There are, as Daniel kind of moves about, dated blood marks that were scorched into the wall, and you can kind of smell it too. There's sweat, and this place just it's got a nice stank to it.
I'm not sure if I share smell, though.
Not smell? Okay. Well, he can report back to you.
It's definitely
General stank.
sound and sight. So.
Okay. He can report general stank back. This is clearly a working place.
I mean, I do have telepathy, so if he smells anything weird.
We'll say this first location here, there are various gashes in the walls, and you see a bunch of, random salamanders that are like sleeping, chilling. There's piles of bones that are far too large to be human. Let's see, there's some spears that are pressed up against a wall. There are various depressions that serve some purpose, not really sure what they're for. And then to the south of that, like down here, there seems to be a door, and occasionally you see someone come in and out. Inside, Daniel thinks he sees booze, or at least it looks like booze. Booze, crates, and various paintings that line the shelves of that area. They're in and out, it's kind of moving things about. Just across the way, you see what seems to be a dilapidated mess hall. There's just tons of just shattered tables and chairs, and once again, larger than would be normally necessary. One might even say ogre-sized.
How convenient.
Yeah, all right. There's about 20 10-foot-long heavy tables that seem to be pushed up against the wall. About 7 of them seem to be completely shattered. 10 are upended, just pushed about. There's various benches and such. A lot of these look as if they were used for cover. There's a marble pillar, seemingly in the middle. You see, once again, a bunch of basalt cubes and such that were cut from the walls. Looking about, you see some crates. On top of the crates are like some butterfly knives, some leather straps. You see two of these dudes that are currently dueling for fun, it looks like. They were called Combustorinos.
That's the name?
That is the name that they gave them, yes. I believe you were speaking with someone and they mentioned that is their title.
Nice.
So you see them kind of like dueling for fun, and a lot of other ones are, you see very salamanders and such, like throwing what is possibly passing for money and shit at each other, and they're just having a good time, basically having a little duel here. Further than that, obviously you lose your connection with Daniel, so it is definitely hot in here and not uncomfortable. So you can't see through him. I'll just kind of describe what's going on, I guess. Let's see. Well, let's do things.
He can't actually talk to me anyway, so he can just like fly around to see if there's anything interesting at all.
So this area down here is still within 100 feet. It's just through a wall, so not too bad. This looks to be the old zone where they probably kept the ogres, most likely. It smells incredibly foul. They did not bother cleaning up whatsoever. And once again, all of the woven mats are definitely ogre size. There's plenty of shackles, mostly broken. The woven mats seem to be most likely composed of a silver hair, which is interesting. Not really seen that before. Over to the north, there's another door that is not opening. And you see some people walk by it occasionally, but no one's really going through it. Northwest of that, there seems to be what looks like a kitchen, or was once a kitchen. Then there's a giant trash pit next to that, bunch of garbage, bunch of just shit there. It is too far for you to physically see. Oh god, I'm trying to think how Daniel would explain this to you. Okay.
If anything, the one thing I would ask him to look out for is like, is it connected to the main volcano there, basically?
So he's able to fly around and move about. Do you guys remember where the fatty boy was that was having a chug?
Yeah.
There's an entrance across the way that Daniel conveys to you. That's the way out.
So it isn't connected to the actual volcano itself?
It's not, no. This is like under to the side of it. Daniel's able to move up to the northwest, I believe. Yeah, northwest. And there's refuse, mushrooms, metal fragments, and then he sees something else. It's really hard to like convey what it is. And he's trying to move to make sure you can see it, but it's tied up in the back and he can't He moves back to you all the way, flies all the way back to you. Basically, he'll have to be done to let you know. So with that, are you okay with Daniel revealing himself?
If there's nothing else in the thing, yeah, sure. I'll just
get
back to Eldrin Sarabi and end concentration.
He seems very excited to tell you about this one thing, yeah. Basically, long story short, there is very clearly fighting shit going on here, but they're having fun. Before Daniel leaves, he shares his vision with you again, and coming out of that top office, you see a very, very chubby salamander that's just like chug, 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 and he throws the glass on the ground and kind of goes like, "Bada!" And they all go like, "Ah!" They all start screaming, and they're just like partying again. And we reconvene with your group, and Daniel kind of like, all right, you all ready for charades? He's like looking at everybody.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
I'm just like understandingly nodding along.
He looks at all you. He's like thinking for a second. He kind of gets down on all fours, points to his butt.
All fours?
Yeah, he like
he's a bird.
Yeah, he puts his
all fours.
Yeah, he puts his feathers on the ground and like leans forward to like mimic a four-legged creature.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
He's a weirdo, yeah.
Sure.
So he points at his butt, and then he does like a curly Q motion.
So
like a spike. Yeah, okay, good. And then he like stands back up and does like, he makes himself like real big and like fluffs his feathers out. And he's like, and then he like goes back to the pig, and then he like points to himself and then points to like the pig. And then he points to like the big version of himself, like, ooh, big self. And then he motions to the eyes, like watching, and then he motions to the pig, like watching the pig. He's like, ogres? Yeah, ogres. Yeah. So he's like, oh, good, okay, ogres.
Okay.
He's like, awesome, okay, ogres. And then he says, he points to himself like, I'm an ogre.
He says.
Yeah.
I'm an ogre.
Bird thumbs up. So he points to himself like, ogre. And are your ears white, Sarabi? Or do you say they were black?
They're black.
Shit, okay. If anyone has any white garments on, he'll point to that. Otherwise, he'll be pointing to his feathers.
I probably have like a white shirt on, to be honest.
He points to your white shirt then. And then he points to himself in like his ogre stance.
His ogre stance?
Yeah. He was he was fluffed up a little bit with his feathers, as if to say big. He, as much as humanly possible, like fluffs his feathers up and like jumps up on a severed tree to make himself look really big. And he's like looking up to look powerful, like, rrr, rrr, rrr.
All right. So what
This
I'm
is
getting from
something.
this is I need to teach you how to write.
Yeah. He sighs. And he just motions in there, thinks,
So, what? There's an even bigger ogre in there.
thumbs up, bird thumbs up. And then his like eyes widen, like huge. Like, like I caught a fish this big. He does that with his hands, like really, really big.
What? Did he seem to like, I don't know, be stuck there?
He nods, and then he thinks. He points to his neck, and then like makes like a choking motion, and then points to his wrists and makes another choking motion.
I mean, I already know that these ogres are kinky.
Oh my god.
He goes, oh.
Wait, he's chained up?
Bingo, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thanks, I hate it.
I'm just joking around.
I hate everything.
So huge white ogre chained up in the back.
Yeah, ask Buff Morta about that.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Because I thought they'd all gotten out, but obviously not.
Same.
Yeah, he's nodding along like, yeah, weird.
Say, this ogre, was it male or female? Actually, would Daniel be able to tell us the question? He's an elemental, he doesn't know what sex is.
You would have probably taught him by now, or the general concept.
You would have taught him.
No, I don't agree with that sentence.
Give the talk to your bird.
I would
I
have
taught
done
my
it.
bird about the bird and the bees.
Just the bees. He's got one side covered.
Just the bees, he already knows about the birds.
He makes a like a horn with this like a unicorn. So yeah, male.
He learns
Big,
well.
white horned ogre. Got it.
No, it's like no horn, stop now. he sighs again, like oh no. And with that, he very tiredly like perches on your shoulder, like oh, like leans against your head.
Can I pat him on the head for doing a good job?
Yes. He nuzzles into you like oh, thank you. Validate me.
Okay.
If only I could speak to you.
Maybe one day.
Having known this now, then
So how are we going to do this?
Do what?
Ask Buff Morta. Do we want to go all the way back?
We could technically go through Svarku's land and get there pretty quick, but no.
Look, he's
Send
also
Daniel over to fly. It's not that far from here.
he's also survived just fine. So I think he can wait a few more days while we dilly dally around.
I mean, he's probably been down there for years at this point, so yeah.
Yeah, I think he can survive a few more days.
Send Daniel up to Buff Morta with a message.
Yeah, you can do that. I will
mean,
go
he
ahead
can
and
fly
rip a
high.
piece of paper out of my notebook and write a little note on it.
Oh, like to give to Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what are you writing?
Found what? Big white ogre?
Found the old ogre quarters. Big white ogre inside.
And attach it to his leg, I guess.
Okay. As you guys say, oh, we're gonna send you there. He's like, no, I'm gonna play again.
I mean, honestly,
I gotta
you
play
know what?
again.
Daniel would probably like eat the note and then when he gets to Buff Morta, like throw it up.
Ew.
I mean, it's a thing. He's not a real seagull. He can do that.
He'll just hold it in his
Yeah, I guess
I mean, it's
so.
still gross.
Yeah.
in his
It's
stomach
very
of
in
holding.
character, though.
His stomach of holding.
You should see the random shit he coughs up sometimes.
No thanks.
I think I'll pass.
Same.
I mean, it's mostly shiny trinkets, honestly. It's not that
Well, no wonder you're interested.
You wouldn't understand,
I mean, it's still trash, don't get me wrong.
but it's
Like
good
random
trash.
lures and
That's
bottle
the
caps.
trash that you want.
But is it the trash
I
you
mean,
deserve?
Before I taught him better, he used to go around stealing people's money, you know.
Oh.
Now he only steals things that are actually worth things, like, you know, amulets, earrings.
I'll begin to move the boy. As Daniel heads off, where do you guys go?
Southeast.
That means we finally get to see what the big boy looks like. Are y'all ready?
God.
All right, there's another nice little river here. And then, as we mentioned, there's another hydra that you very obviously saw from a distance. And, in case you're wondering what the mouth was, once again, y'all definitely can't see it, but isn't that cute? Look at that little boy running.
That's definitely a Texan bullworm.
Oh, 100%. 100% Alaskan bullworm. No questions asked. All right. Daniel is indeed flying. It will be approximately 8 o'clock by the time we get here. So, Robbie, roll me a flat d20.
Daniel's a very nice boy, so he's
Thank
probably staying to, you know, like,
Hey,
drink some
did you
tea.
just say thank God?
Yes. There's a 5% chance that this wouldn't have worked.
Okay.
On your way southeast, before you arrive, your sister's sending stone seems to activate Sarabi.
I am so pleased that she has been messaging me every day lately.
Indeed. You've been getting most of those, but this is a message that, well, the player's been waiting for, but Sarabi didn't know was on the way. You receive a rather quick message from a voice that you do recognize, but I forgot if we discussed if you've actually met him or not, but this is a message that you receive from a familiar voice.
Who?
Yashiro.
Wait, I had Yashiro talk through the stone?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
He sent,
No, I totally forgot.
He sent Sarabi a message.
Yeah, she did.
I will squeal. He's the one that got away. What did he say?
Apparently, we've met. Someone speaks very highly of you. I've faded memory of it, but I'd like to meet you. Let's do that when you get a chance.
Squee! Happy dance.
Do you save that one to the archives?
Oh, yes, that definitely went in the archives.
Can we hear sending stones, or is it like one-on-one?
If she's holding it out, y'all definitely heard that.
Dan, was that the hero of... What is it called?
The Hero of Ages.
Oh, Shooting Hill, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. I tried so hard to meet him. Yes, he wants to meet me.
I think I saw him in a parade once.
He's so awesome, isn't he?
He definitely seems nice compared to, well, the other heroes I've run onto.
From what I could tell, he was definitely nice. And if Kiara's talking to him, he's probably nice. Oh, thank you, Kiara. I guess I'll send back, be there when I can. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. Whenever that decides to arrive, hopefully Kiara gets it and can actually give it to him.
Yeah, sure hope you aren't stuck on this island forever.
Oh, God. Please don't remind me.
Alrighty, there are 3 locations here. You guys had to climb over a mountain to get here, so I'll say 3 of them stuck out pretty obviously. One is, of course, the large obsidian hydra, physically impossible to miss. You also saw
Big on that.
Yeah. This one's a little different. He's like spooning a giant ball for whatever reason.
That makes sense.
And, I mean, as you do.
Just basic timer things, you know?
Yeah, of course. Looking down from this mountain, you guys actually see a very large, dilapidated wall that has some interesting looking inscriptions on it, but it's really hard to make out from a distance. Then a little further beyond, probably as interesting, but there is lava pooling somewhere in the distance.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna try to read this wall.
Yeah, I'm interested in the wall.
Then our group shall indeed head towards the crumbling wall. It shall be 8 p.m. by the time we arrive. We shall pause the game now, though, and prepare for wall action. Who knows what secrets await us?
Whoa.